fix it.
One of the tricks is to work large, and this is not as large as I usually work at all. Oh gosh, no.
Like what? Like when you usually...
This is big, this big.
Really?
Maybe a
You
little
don't
longer.
have that big hand.
But
It works for you.
I have to make a lot of one thing. So here's some, I need to remake some sunflower canes. And I spent some time making the centers, which are very obvious, you know, just little concentric, to look like seeds. Because when I reduce it, it's just little bunches of polka dots. And the petal could be anything, Skinner blends, slices, you know, just any kind of petal. This is what the petal looked like, full size, and it was really long. And I pulled it out to about 50 inches. 50 inches of these guys. So there's lots of prep involved. And I wanted 10 petals around the center. Lots of prep to get the ratio just right. But now, you know, I don't want it this size, it's too big. So I need to reduce it. So what I do is I make little wedges to stick in the ends so I can use it like a handle.
Are those baked?
No, these are raw. And I always use the same color because you can reuse all this handle scrap as a new color.
Because there is some waste, right?
There's quite a bit of waste. Yeah, that's why if you work bigger, there's less waste, much less waste.
And which clay do you normally use, Kim?
Fimo and Primo and Souffle and,
Oh, okay.
but not Cato.
Okay.
So this is a 12 petal, or 10 petaled sunflower. So I'm propping up the edges so I can grab onto it and start to pull it out.
How'd you come up with this idea? This is freaking brilliant.
I don't know.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen this anywhere, and it makes so much
I'm not
sense the
even
minute
sure
you
I
do
believe
it.
it yet.
Yeah,
So right now, I'm just
don't
turning it
speak too soon.
and kind of,
She's a professional. I trust her.
Did you say you did see this someplace, or you came up?
I don't know. I've
I
been
have
doing
never
it so
seen
long.
anybody
Never seen anybody do this.
So right now, what I'm doing is, I need to get some movement in here. It's fairly fresh. I wouldn't do this with petals that are weeks old. And this is where I walk around the yard, and the neighbors must. You know, it's just, you just have to take your time, because at some point it starts to move when it gets warm enough. You do enough flexing back and forth.
Do you set it down and rest it, or no?
No.
You just keep going?
And here I'm getting some separation where I didn't get the petals to really stick to the center. So I'll go in with a knitting needle and shore up some of those several times as it's going down. So it's starting to move.
Yeah.
And see how I've got the ends. At some point they end up breaking off here, which is drag. So I try not to.
Well, you're probably doing this a lot faster
Sort
than
of a
we normally do
takeoff
for
on
us,
closed
right?
plugs at the end. Of a
Yeah,
long
so you
kind
don't
of-
lose as much when you're reducing it. Now here it looks like I'm really grabbing onto it, but I'm kind of, it's like, and truly this is boring because this probably will take about 5 minutes. So at some point it will just start almost like taffy, and I'll pull it and cut it in half, and maybe take one half and do some more, one half, do some more.
If you cut it in half, what happens with the
To the
handle?
end.
Then I'll
have to make new
sacrifice.
Another hand.
I'll just sacrifice some of the end, you know,
Last
push it
of it.
down.
Oh, okay.
There's waste. There's no getting around it.
Could you attach a handle?
You probably still could, and the smaller one. But at some point, this is gonna break
You're
off.
gonna lose.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
lose it. It's just to get started.
Is that how you did all your cactus?
No, the cactus, no.
It's another
It's too
secret.
prickly.
You know, no, I took balls and little triangles and covered each one because I had to reduce the ends so they would get smaller. So maybe in about 5 minutes, I'll show you how it gets really long. And
I want to watch.
yeah.
Keep going. We're loving it.
So when the handles break off, you just
Looks like a rubber chicken.
It does. Keep pulling on the. 5 minutes. So
I might go in farther and
do new handles.
lose some more of the cane. But that's why working big is This is really light that I'm touching this.
The boys love it, and I always say, well, there are lots of
So
reasons
does
that
it,
you
do you use this technique with things that are asymmetrical?
Yeah, cat heads, you know. Anything, most of the stuff I do is asymmetrical. And then cutting it,
There's a blade on the floor right under your
it's gonna take a while, now I'm feeling
Right.
pressure.
All right, I'll get it when
no,
I
We should come back, maybe we should come back and see what the results are.
Yeah, or I'll walk around with it as it starts to grow.
Okay, thank you so much.
This is such a
That's what
seductive,
he said.
seductive skill.
It's seductive, eh?
It is.
Yes, as I walk around in the warm sunshine.